Hello there my fellow holotable heroes and welcome to another Grand Arena highlights video. So in this video I'll show you battles from week 3 of season 25. I'll throw in even one territory war battle I've done because it will apply to Grand Arena as well. I've done some more tie echelon testing, this time versus the Empire fleets, and also Darth Vader makes a return to take down Galactic Legend Rey. But first, as always, let's kick off with some Omicron battles to begin with. Now, as you've probably known, since the nerf to Qui-Gon Jinn, I've been struggling what to do with this dude. But it looks like I may have found a role for him. I tried him on offense first after the nerfs, wasn't getting good quality wins. Put him on defense, didn't really do much. However, now that everybody's putting these relic up, Mothma teams on defense, I actually think I found a use for him personally, that he'll just become a designated Mothma counter, because good thing is these enemies there, they don't have any shock or healing immunity or anything like that, so when Qui-Gon dies off, everybody will be full health and protection. And even though you lose Qui-Gon, it's still going to be a 62 banner win, so it's not too bad, I think, if you don't have any other counter left, because we're going up against these like very fast Kyle Katarns are like 270, 280 or even more. It's very hard outrunning them, even with a fast Darth Vader or fast Imperial troopers. Now, the first time I've done this, I did it without Ki-Adi-Mundi, and the AoE from Anakin just wasn't as powerful enough just to one-shot everybody. So definitely to make this more consistent, you will want Ki-Adi-Mundi in there. You definitely want to have Mace in there a little bit for the taunt, unless you want to put in some General Kenobi, but I like to use Kenobi elsewhere. And the reason why is that, as you've seen Hosk out there, he does have a stun on his special, so you don't want your Jedi Anakin to get stunned potentially. So definitely recommending bringing Mace there just to take a few hits, and as soon as Qui-Gon goes away, there you go, that's what happens. Everybody recover, full health and protection. Anakin's AoE finished off there, everybody except Kal Katarn, and then Ki-Adi finish him off, 62 banners. Now, I guess you're gonna have to decide for yourself what to do with Qui-Gon, but for me, I think this is what I'll be using him going forward. I've seen people doing like 2v5, 3v5 versus Mothma. You don't even need a full team if you do want more banners, but again, could be risky, that your Anakin doesn't get stunned. So I'd rather, get 62 banners rather than risk it and potentially getting 64 or 65 with an undersized squad. So got another Omicron battle here for you. This one will be versus Omicron Iden. Now, again, this is becoming staple defense now, although will it? Now that more and more people will have Wampa Omicron, maybe their Iden won't be anymore a staple defense team anymore. We'll see how reliable these Wampa Omicron's battles will be over time. Now, one of the ways to counter these guys, obviously without Wampa Omicron, is Traya. Now there I'm using berries obviously for some extra healings and dispels, but if you do have relic Talon is great in there as well, along with Sith Empire Trooper. Now this counter thing will depend largely on relics, so I think as long as your Sith Triumvirate are kind of equal relics or more than the enemy, this should be pretty reliable. For example, my guys are all relic free. I think I would feel a little bit nervous going versus against fully relic 7 squad. We might want to bring in Sith Empire Trooper in that, but just one of those things, you'll have to test it out and see, how much your Sith Triumvirate can handle in terms of the output. So here we go, they're gonna start first. Increasing cooldowns, unfortunately, nothing we can do there. So we'll just have to do a round of basics to begin with. The only threat here really is if they go all out on Nihilus, kind of daze him, put healing immunity on him. That's why I'm bringing in berries there, just so she can dispel those debuffs eventually. There you go, and that's what happened in my case. They went after Nihilus, not a ideal scenario. He's now dazed, so he can't gain bonus turn meter. He's got healing immunity, so he can't be healed up. Unfortunately, their berries decided to dispel Cyan instead of my Nihilus. I would prefer that. But as soon as we now get our attacks going, we should be good here. There we go, just another basic, and that should cleanse off Nihilus finally. There we go, so he can start gaining bonus turn meter now when they're going after Nihilus, and he can get his cooldown increase going. And from here on out, you know, you're pretty good shape, to be honest. You just need to get there. Isolate as well. I decided to isolate Death Trooper there, just to increase his cooldown so he doesn't increase my cooldowns again. So we'll just keep going here. Annihilate already, boom, downwards Iden Versio. And now just a cleanup job here, prioritizing Death Trooper to stop his, you know, AoEs with healing immunity, increasing cooldowns. And there we go. One more hit, and that's a win for a 62 banner win versus Iden Versio with Safe Triumvirate. Now, up next, we have Palpatine and Darth Vader versus Galactic Legend Rey. Now, after obviously the WOT nerf, Darth Vader lost viability versus Rey. However, once Mara Jade was added to the game, this counter come up. So this counter is nothing new that I'll show you here. But I really haven't used it at all much. I completely forgot about it, to be honest, just because more or less everybody put Rey with Rey Jedi training on defense. And if Rey Jedi training would be on the enemy side, she can cause trouble, right? Because every time you debuff her allies, she'll be getting bonus turn meter. If she do have that third Zeta on her, which most people do here in Kyber 1, she's got 40% chance to cleanse herself every time she's debuffed. So basically she'll keep cleansing herself. She'll keep getting bonus turn meter, then she can, you know, mind trick one of your guys, especially if she goes after Vader or Palpatine or Mara or something like that. They will be dazed, they won't be able to get bonus turn meter. So it's definitely, she's a threat. Maybe L3 could be a problem as well. She's got, you know, these clans and counterattacks and everything. But it's kind of, you know, a little bit more lower kind of level of Rey teams without Rey Jedi training. This actually works surprisingly well. Put weapon tech on Vader, so he gets a turn straight after Traya. We go into Merciless. Obviously, they're targeting Rey, so we get more damage over times on her from Watts assist. A round of ability blocks here. R2 is a rebel, so 100% chance that that ability block lands on him. Then here we go, we can do now another Force Crush on Rey, get more damage over times on her. Here I decided to call her just to get some turn meter train going and get rid of her buff immunity. And this is the important thing now, to put a Fracture on Rey. Now Fracture won't stop Galactic Legends like it used to, but it did remove critical damage immunity, so we can then, after you critically hit 3 times Rey, she will lose those 3 stacks of Inspired, and that's where you can start removing turn meter from her. So I guess there's a little bit of RNG here. You know, do you land those critical hits to begin with Mara to get those Inspired stacks down? So definitely, if you want to make this more consistent, put some critical chance like on your guys like Vader and Mara, just to make sure you quickly get rid of those you know, stacks of Inspired. Once that is done, Fracture will reduce speed from Rey, so she'll be slower. And then also here, whenever we use special ability with anybody that's got tech, in my case is Palpatine and Vader, what is called to assist, and his basic will be removing turn meter whenever he's called to assist. And that's how you can keep, there you go, Rey under control, keep pushing back turn meter. I'm just doing basics now, everybody's shocked. So then Palpatine, every time when he uses basics with 5 shocked enemies, he's getting 75% turn meter. And this is what allows him to keep gaining turn after turn after turn. And then whenever his ability that kind of, you know, steals health from everybody, I target Rey, what is called to assist, and then keep pushing turn meter back on Rey, as well as putting more damage over times on her. So we got already now a Rey there almost on 50% health. So we gotta be now careful that we don't get her into damage immunity. So here, just, you know, keep putting more damage over times on her. You don't want Rey to take a turn, because we got so much bonus turn meter that probably her ultimate would totally one-shot everybody. Mara as well can be useful here, obviously applying here mass shock as well as mass stagger, so this can as well help you a little bit now push turn meter on everybody. Here I decided to do an AoE. Obviously this removed shocks on the people that we stunned, but I did his Pulp's AoE to give offense up to my allies, so Vader can now enter Merciless, throw his Calling Blade in combination obviously with Merciless, extra damage from Merciless and extra damage from offense up, was able off to finish off Galactic Legend Rey. And now it's just a case of here kind of doing basics only, so you don't get too much turn meter, you let the enemies get a turn, so they lose damage immunity, don't fracture anybody. It's obviously potential of timeout here if you're dragging your feet too much, so definitely, you know, gonna do this. And there you go, down goes Rain for 64 banners. Obviously when I was doing their Palpatine's ability that's kind of doing half damage to everybody, their What wasn't able to quite get back to full health. So there you go, very solid kind of, I think, reliable counter, as long as, you know, in the beginning you can quickly get rid of those inspired stacks on Rey, so then you can start removing her turn meter and keep her under control. Alright, so let's move on now on to the next battle, another Palpatine battle. This one is versus Bad Batch, so it's a turn meter machine versus turn meter machine, really, stun machine versus stun machine. It's a pretty straightforward counter. Obviously do make sure that your guys go first. So this Echo here is at 336 speed. I think that actually my Vader was just about fast enough to outrun that Echo, but just to be on the safe side, I did bring in my Gideon because he's way faster, so he should be able to control situation, push everybody's turn meter back, and, you know, Bad Batch won't even get a turn once we get going, thanks to Mara Jade and obviously Palpatine's lead. So just showing my mods compared to theirs. You know, Palps, I just have him modded for loads of potency, so hopefully he can get his mass stuns out and things like that. Vader, I have him modded for speed now, just for those, you know, fast Kal-Katarn teams and like that. But even the fastest Kals, I can't run with 291 Vader. But, you know, I think Vader now, more than ever, it's better to be modded for speed than actual damage. So here we go, hop in the battle. So Gideon goes first, pushes back turn meter. If your Vader is not fast enough, you don't even need to do that. Bring in Gideon if you don't want to. I just wanted to be on the safe side here. Didn't want to drop this battle. Just around the basics here. There's 70% chance that, you know, we apply ability block, because these guys are not rebels or Jedi, so it's not 100% chance, something to bear in mind. Stuck behind the wrecker here, so I can just go ahead, fracture him, and now Mara gets a turn. She gets going, one attack, another attack, stagger on everybody, basic. Now Palps get to go, get a mass stun on everybody. That's why, you know, I do like to have as much potency as I can on my Palps, so you can get stun going. Everybody's stunned, they won't even get a turn, so just a pretty easy battle here, under control. And there we go, Palps, Mara, Vader doing the work, obviously, as long as you can get going first. Alright, so let's move on to the next battle in today's video that I have for you. So now going from defeating Bad Batch to using Bad Batch on offense. If you've been following my videos recently, you know, I've got some Bad Batch battles every week now. I do have them in Relic now, even Omega. So trying to use them when I can. So I'm going up against this Maul team here. Obviously this would be Maul and Watt team. You wouldn't be able to outrun them, but know what, make sure to check speeds that your guys can get a jump start. So I think Maul was at 308, their armor at 307. So both my Echo and Tech are faster, so I should be able to get that combo of, you know, applying daze first with Echo, then Tech there can get stuns out. Now one thing to notice, obviously there Maul, you won't be able to stun him, I think, when he's got 3 stacks or more of anguish, and that's what he starts with. You won't be able to stun him. However, you will dispel their, you know, the buffs on him and things like that, so he won't be able to quickly get a back-to-back turn. And then also, in most cases, it seems like Armor is the healthiest allies in these Maul teams. She starts with a taunt, and, you know, every time you debuff her, because she's got a taunt, she will be cleansing those debuffs as well. So those guys will get a turn, just to explain you what's happening here before we hop in the battle. Echo goes first, dispels, dazes people. There you go, Armor cleansing herself there because she's got a taunt. At least we got a stun on the other guys, so this will help a little bit, especially there on Canderous, that he doesn't get going. There we go. Reapplied some stuns there. We got defense up, so we can start doing now true damage. I'm going to go ahead now, swap with Echo. Now he can ignore taunt after his turn meter swap, right? So he can again call here our Hunter for assist, finish off their armor so she doesn't give out any Beskar to anybody. And now we just have to clean this up. Let's see if we can finish off these guys before Maul gets a turn. Unfortunately, wasn't able to think back on my Omega there. She's only relic 1, so you know she wasn't doing as much damage on her assist. But Wrecker, luckily here, he's tanking like a champ. There we go. He's at relic 5. Obviously, Lord Vader requirements. The rest of the Bad Batch all at relic 5. Man, this Django is proving quite durable here. Actually, let's go ahead and heal up Wrecker. Come on, Django, go down already. There we go, but now we have to take him out again. 1 hit. Oh boy, Maul is getting ready to unleash again. But luckily, until he's got 5 stacks of Anguish, I don't think Aya will start doing his multi-attacks. So we got still time to take him out. There we go. 63 banners, not full banners. I think if my Omega would be relic 5, this potentially could be a 65 banner win. And here we go, we got a showdown between Kylo and Rey. Now that Rey team is actually quite annoying there with Nest, so I decided here to take my color and mask with Hux, and obviously Hux in a full first order squad, when he's got advantage, he will prevent bonus turn meter gain without any pre-taunts or anything like that here. I'm just going off straight after Rey, see if I can get her out perfect. I'm going to there stun Nest for 2 turns. Oh man, look at the vets. How many hits these guys are getting. Oh boy, here we go. Yeah, because when you take out, I think, the resistance leader, right, they get this 100% turn meter and then another bonus turn. So they did a number on us there. Unfortunately, Finn got a taunt, so I wasn't able to reapply their stun on Nest. And here comes Vethan with more ability blocks, more AoEs. I'm like, are you kidding me? Just trying to get him out if I can. But as soon as you hit him, now Chewbacca gets 2 turns. So my guy's a little bit barely hanging in there. No AoEs. I don't want to get counters from Nest. My Hug's barely hanging in there. So by no means probably, I would say, you know, #1 choice for counter Rey Jedi training here with Hux in first order. But this was a backwall team. I had nothing left here to deal with Nest apart from this leftover first order squad. So I decided to go ahead, do that, finish off Nest. I there dragged on the battle just to be able to recover some protection back. So I ended up with 62 banners. Alright, let's finish the video with 2 TIE echelon battles versus the Empire fleets. So one will be versus Chimaera, another one versus Executrix. So here I'm just going to put Hunted over on Vader. Now there's a bit of RNG there. Will Pilot land the target lock on your echelon or not? If he would, then I wouldn't be able to just go ahead and straightforward take out Vader, because then that would put taunt on TIE Bomber. Fortunately for me, there no target lock there landed, so I was able to finish off Vader before he gets to do much. So this battle obviously will be a bit cleaner in terms of banners than if, you know, they would get a taunt on Bomber. As the first reinforcement, I just like to bring in Plow here just to clean up, booster meter. To be honest, I don't use Plow with Negotiator on defense just because AI, for some reason, they never bring out my Plow. Maybe because he's gear 12, I'm not sure. So he was just a waste always as a reinforcement there. So decided to use him on offense instead, here with first order, just to get some better banners. It's not a first order, they do need Plow here. It just allows you to, you know, recover some health and protection, as well as, you know, dispel any sort of debuffs for a nice clean 72 banner win. Alright, so up next we've got another Empire battle here, slightly different starting lineup. You'll see. Now here, Sith Marauder will taunt when you do put Hunter on Vader, because Vader is Sith, right? And that's okay, so we'll just now go after this Sith Marauder first. I'll just go ahead, booster meter, get everybody called to assist, get a stun. And this is why actually Executrix potentially is better defensively. Look at this AoE ability block that my guys got. Again, bringing in Plow, clean up the mess. I guess you could use Gauntlet for the clans if you don't have Plow available, but my Gauntlet, you know, is very squishy and things like that. Unfortunately, we got Daze there on my TIE Silencer, so I'll just do basic here until we get rid of the Daze. Let's see what they bring in. Bring in Shuttle. Let's go ahead, put their taunt back over on Echelon. Ooh, my 5-star Echelon belly hanging in there. Vader, he does some really big damage here. Let's just go ahead, pass turn over to Silencer. Wasn't big enough hit yet. but we are still ramping up damage here, so we'll get there eventually. So just keep pushing here. They get to go again, but you know, Echelon, the more turns we get, the more defense it stacks, so you know, should be able to, I think, survive here, just to maintain some good banner win. Okay, there we go. All right, come on, another turnover. There goes TIE Bomber finally, and here we can just go ahead. Do you know what, I don't think I need a reinforcement. I'll just call here Tile Silencer for an assist, so we can just one-shot Vader. Okay, there we go. That was a foresight there, so nothing they could do, to be honest. So I'll just go ahead, do again a couple of more hits on this guy, get some mass assist going. There we go. Booster meter, I think that should finish off TIE Reaper there. Big hit from Silencer, finishing his battle for 72 banners. Alright guys, that's all what I have from this week's Grand Arena highlights. Also thrown in a territory war battle there, because you know, it would apply to Grand Arena as well. Hope you find it useful and helpful, you know, especially me kind of finally finding the plays there for a Qui-Gon Omicron on offense. I'm also not sure I'm going to put Iden on defense anymore if my opponents do have one Omicron, because from the footage I've seen, one Omicrons, they just easily take down these Iden teams. So maybe some change coming as well here, and so you'll start seeing some battles in going forward with Iden Omicron on offense. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.